Nasasi shweni jeyari titwe Minu yapa Jai boni pe ayena pedye Yeni osuma wona pedyo Enu ne dube kongwa jimu Tiena semna Sachro odofupa Brini wo Ane brina sa Sachira wadri Yesu beba Yesu beba.
I took two things that I love, dancing and dogs, and I made them into a successful business. Hi, I'm
Beba befani ma kofia kumi Beba befani ma kofia kumi Ono kafuna washene mabose Nikwa kusiye siye bebi ya mamura Mesane mabebi mabefemo Nani ya miwono Monso mabaona sana Mini mubetena Beba, 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 beba Ohawa manie Suwa do suwa sasiso Afunu yendondo Ohawa manie Suwa do suwa sasiso Afunu yendondo Nesu ya tuyeni ya kontera Dubo shesu se Besana bebi ya ufrise Washe boso kusiesi bebi ya manimenti Yenida suwa mu Yesu beba beba Nerinche Ajenkwano ribo Amani ayeri nina tubeka Mesino hawa manie Suwa do suwa sasiso Afunu yendodo Hawa manie Suwa do suwa sasiso Afunu yendodo Nesu ya tuyeni ya kontera Dibo shesu se Besana bebi ya ufrise Washe boso kusiesi bebi ya manimenti Yenida suwa munu Yesu beba beba Nerinche Yesu beba Yesu beba Yesu beba 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 nima Beba beba nima No die nichie beshe ya funu mano bepipa ni suoyina Beba 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 Amudo nyame Mukama kuma ntumu ye mwati Efrise mudi mafuoni uye no Wanka damine muda Ye wasori efire ufuo muntino Okita uone asama isafuwa Obasheni meina bose Opa kosi esi bebi amanema Ye nania wono Wana ye betina Obeba Ajinkwano mibu Nijeni betina Misimu amudo nyani Munga makuma ntumu ya mwati Ifrise mudi mafuoni muyeno Wanka damna muda Na wasori efire ufuo muntino Okita wa uoni ya samanza fuwa Washani menyina bose Opa kosi esi bebi ya manima Yena niya wawono Ewana yebesi Yesu beba Yesu beba 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 ni makofi ya komi Ono kafuona washeni mbebose Kwa kusiye siye bebi ya mamuna Mesane mabebi mabefamo Nani ya miwono Monso mabaona sana Mene mubatina Yesu ribu Aye furu ribu Beba Oh mi yaritina Jama mani unutina Yarisa foni ya miu Jama mani urutina. Oh, yare safoni nyamyo. Obeba mamenya mto. Eradini mirafo. Yari yamyo. Nade brand and nedia dear yami. Eyamba obi benya we free adia. Yami adia joy. Yari safoni wenya. Iti nyamba na yadia kama shademi. Yage iti madofu po umigani. Risa mi bana mi wanso. Missy mi bana mi wanai. Yeah, mi bana mi weni. Yage iti ene ni na shrimp yarati. Yeah, na shasi anya yase. Every year some no. Yarisa phone tridium pon kwame for Jehovah. Beka sama menya mtu. Rami yaritina. Jama mani urutina. Oh, yarisa phone yamyo. Obeba mamenya mtu. Rami yaritina.
Jamani bijama.
Hello, Patrick. Good evening. Your church will be Eba Women's Ministry Thursdays, studying so and then Ray. The will be a say or wapebre na obejoin Jumedi na yen chair hono, yes, some bon pie na yedi Jumedino ashasi. Patrick be at Minka.
I think.
Patrick Bedasi, but one member of Mat na yen for Jumedin Shinakoponsa. Odomanko meja onyeja yeda wase ewo de udama ye Thursday and Ray Papa ye be counsel ye be church ababo mu nsem mu Papa wama ye mu ebi mu nimdie a omo be church ye mba ewo ya hokan mu ne ya setere mu Papa ye srew se Papa de ne be hwehwe bia Papa manem bra komem na ye fa mo bone wiase mu fa ye fon so che Sadia impo be bana say buy in the wrong way say fache na ide papa na woman no famaye na ye fantina bone wi ase mu me de di oba church nsem ya hwe wonsa aye Dr. Frank Owusu papa me de no what should the konkron ne mu mesrew manenka say free wo hu enye onanka se ndie mu papa manenti ase ni nyansa so che ya papa ye beti ase esrew say kan ho na kan mba o line so nyina ne me hu me nyina so na papa de besuen papa enhye odin kokwe no monyam na yenti ase ne famo boni efambo bra boni wi ase mu o Jesus Christ de mo ntino amen
Amen.
yo me pacho yenche ho no ene me be introduce de obeka obecheche ne dwumadie Thursday no dwumadie a emako leader edisi was saying Thursday bia yembe nyina yenhia first of all yenhia na yen gendri ho na yen kaka yen cheche life ewo like I say ye ho adru Thursday it's no yen che ho no be introduce ye Dr. Frank Owusu ene obeka bibia efa emba ho na what do ni say a human papilloma virus I say HPV. I say uko wo obiwa every sometimes and maybe every year muko mu church say mba ye hu a ebe boa ye boni wi asem ye lifetime because I dey hu hia na ne enye obi say ye Dr. Frank Owusu no be chere ye sa jumadi na ne wa fa ne men kan sem no wo Moses Hometo Sumienu Exodus 15:26. Na me be kenkana ya shasi na or ka say Exodus 15:26 or ka say na Moses ka say muntie erade munyankopon ne na munya de etene ewo nanim na muntie ne mrasem na mundi na hyɛdeɛ nyinaa so na na ɔremfa yadeɛ a ɔde gu Misraimfoɔ so no biara engu mo so na mene Awurade mo yaresafoɔ na sɛ yɛde ba otwi mu a yɛde ba ɔborɔfo mu a patro me so me mam 1 minute me ka ɔborɔfo mu real quick ɔborɔfo mu a Exodus chapter 15 verse 26. Okay, he said, if you listen carefully to the word your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the disease I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. It's no deɛ meyɛ din a asɛ mene to so a deɛ ɛbɛte ne nka no ɛyɛ Dr. Frank Owusu. Dr. Frank Owusu, Yamawakwaba na floor no is open for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan Medase. Busiafo nyame nhyira nyina dodo etimi aba so. Pacha find chairman this week me battle code kakra nti me na style bi. But I hope say multi me clearly. Senior Susan.
I'm doing the phone. Why you guys were sorry?
Senior Susan kan no na ye besua bibia for human papilloma virus. I try to say HPV. When your first time I yesua HPV ho ade. But I thought say time a day a fee be kwa na I make your health goals for 2025 as a man and who be here say be side tisa presentation mu biem na information be boy am I timi set your health goal for 2025 na mo bi wa say you na e boy apomodin a yetimi atu sa na mo no nti me be share my screen now. Yeah, started presentation. All right, I hope say in your own screen. No? Okay. All right. Send them the about human papilloma virus. I type trying short say HPV. And say about shall say who say HPV a HPV a virus I cause infection. Obroni because a sexually transmitted infection. Say STI and as STD to say HIV. And gonorrhea ne sa enemu yare wa yenya no ye ema we dance no say we virus a deba we virus na deba but we no and one sem no enye din bebre to say HIV ne other STIs are in ni manasi yesu one de no pretty much as we the most common sexually transmitted infection as enemu yare wa I nim ni nyina no we na very common pa. Nti o compare HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, ne de keke kan HPV no is the most common one. Na virus in the medical can virus in there different strains and as on the subtypes be if you match as there were more than 100 crowd, there were more than 100 different subtypes of HPV no. But any nyina na medically significant and as any nyina na a cause yare o nipa mu. There are a few it may cause yare wo nipa mu yeah additional economy ne be hu yare specifically HPV viruses no it may cause e wo nipa dua mu but any gisem ne say most of the side effects of HPV no your vaccine a bit may prevent it the side effects and as the infection from HPV no HPV virus no okay medical ka say nemu ensa yare HPV no nti yenya no enemu ekwan oba ani be ma efa so enya namu nkitahudie and I say yen we are simi say oh a man member any a man man so I mean a man a man so almost it is our for nti kwan bia asa nkrofo no fa so enda bia nya ena ho nkitahudie bia ebetimi afa so ama yanya HPV nti malesti bi say enam the natural way say nyankopon no ana say anal sex and oral sex ni nyina betimi ama obi anya HPV virus ni bi. Okay, na the only say obi o HPV na wonim ana say symptoms bia nda di onipa kroni nipa dua ma chese o HPV a still no betimi a transmit that virus no ama obi a oni nya enam enkitahudie. Okay, na obi a way sexually active because obi a sexually active obi a wanya mpawo nkitahudie pen bia no is at risk of getting HPV even post oni nipa ba ko pe ena nya sa nkitahudie o ne nkwa na nyina mu a still you're at risk of getting HPV infection. After some of the disease that HPV causes. Nti disease a range from common infections all the way to cancer and cancer. Nti your infections be so genital warts. The next few slides maybe who say genital warts etie. Etimi cause cervical cancer. Cancer eto ema out there no. So here we screen no follow arrow na me show that ema wo die ni baby a cancer na no cervix no and as I would no ano no. Yeah. Cervical cancer HPV and it's a cause of cervical cancer. You will be say anal cancer and also HPV na it may echo faba. Your vulva cancer. So here screen is to be to the right no I see how ma audio no vaginal canal nini. Now the opening into the vaginal canal near friend of vulva. No. Yeah. Into cancer it ho. It can be any vulva cancer. Ni na HPV need to make of our. After vaginal cancer, say cancer involve vaginal canal na ankasa. And so HPV it me ekofaba. And after you be a friend oropharyngeal cancer. Say oropharyngeal cancer but I want find maybe okay. So cancer yenum opening into our throat no. And oropharyngeal cancer and I said throat cancer. Nina HPV etimi echo so and finally oral cancer aye numa ankasa. Into her screen no so picture na that astrona or nipa na enuma omo be na nu say the sudden growths e won anim aye cancer. Nina HPV and ekofa eba. And a picture that's your on the left side no. I show oropharyngeal cancer and I said throat cancer. Yeah. The cancer here will all the way to the back of your throat, and then throat cancer. Okay, I think medical cancer be anal genital what, and I say genital what. Until where I say bombs, small bombs, and I say it may a group of bombs. It may affect it a member your penis and I say baby a giant ever. It may a man and member until usually say na I appear. It me started as just one single bump over time no it me grow it me say a inner region it me cover inner region in amount say be unto me inja online and to say na it here so in genital what and as anal genital what no HPV na I cause now in remember HPV related cancers and should are common memo. Just a cancer and numb HPV so never and should I common mem as compared to a ma. It can say in a man it me also cervical cancer, cause vaginal cancer, cause vulva cancer. But in certain types of men, especially a mema omne mema eda, mema dano omutiminya anal cancer free HPV infection emu omutiminya anal cancer free HPV infection mu. Now usually na mema na omoye ma no omo receive anal sex no omo no muta enya sa cancer enya omo give you an access omo receive anal sex no. And a mema nso omo weak immune system to say obio HIV that the immune system is already compromised. And see any opportunistic infection be about it may a kind of tour. And maninya the adverse side effect of that infection. Okay. And see medical can say your vaccines that they prevent HPV infection. No. Now the whole vaccine only say as good for obia on your exposed to sex. And the current recommendation is that the man call at the age of 11 and 12. And to take it 2 doses or take it the first dose at 11 within 6 months or 1 year. No, or betting I could take it the second dose. And for some cases, it can even start as early as 9 years, depending on pediatrician. And as a physician, they might start as early as 9 years. The benefit is that the earlier you start and provided infection, you say, they have sex at an earlier age compared to before. Case they are having sex at an earlier age than omo for them. Until the earlier you start them under the protection virus and the manner, the better for them at minimum will prevent it. Cervical cancer and some of the other cancers in abubosun. And say obiso starting tema you can give it up to the age of 26. But then MD can say nipa they can have sex and has sex several times. Usually no, they've already been exposed to the virus no until umano vaccine and to me mano the full protection anka ebema obi a onye exposed to sex at an earlier age no. Okay. And the surest way of preventing HPV is to be in a monogamous relationship. Monogamous obaba ko bema bako. I will be emfan in young kwechi. Senior mko expose you to getting HPV infection. Okay, nti and I am ma jumedi nti me say a focus on cervical cancer so which is caused by HPV infection. So cervical cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer death among women, especially with developing nations. Nti developing nations are a minor omuna enya omo bebre na maya omo nam mpuntu kwan so to say African countries, most African countries to say Ghana and then the keke hono. Because say we area cancer vaccine me prevent it at an earlier age in NASA developing countries omo need access to some of these vaccines and yet routine vaccine at the in developing countries no. Nti it puts you at risk of developing cervical cancer down the line as omunyine no. Is the second most common cancer death cause of cancer death among women. Cancer kumapa and then number 2. Okay. Now, some of the risk factors for cervical cancer are sex at an early age, sex at a very young age, medical cancer. Nipa bi a sexual active is exposed to cervical cancer, even if they've only been with one partner. They are at a risk for cervical cancer, and as HPV infection, it may cause cervical cancer. And more multiple sexual partners, and more multiple sexual male partners, it may it put you at risk of cervical cancer. And about the male partner, and as a nikuno, promiscuous. Ebia obando a very faithful for to nikuno, but nikuno no, and so ne ema bebre edida e won echi. Obetimi I expose obano to the risk of getting cervical cancer through HPV infection. and there'll be a history of sexually transmitted infected diseases. They say HIV, and increase your chances say ubenya HPV infection are ultimately lead into cervical cancer. Okay. And here some of the signs and symptoms are a diarrhea or bemuma who say when you have cervical cancer. The first one is abnormal vaginal bleeding. Abnormal vaginal bleeding. And emoja etu obano etu no wanna say outside the normal menstrual period now. And omutiminya intermenstrual bleeding in between periods and moja I abnormal. We almost spotted about time on so be menstruating. Say obinsu menopause and as we're trying to bra on so to me whom moja to say or when you bra for front. Even though or post-menopause or to me vaginal bleeding. It could be the first sign that baby air so. It could be a sign that when you have cervical cancer. I think so a mom wants to know vaginal discomfort, when you pain within the vaginal canal, no, and it could be during sex, even without sex, a cry or multimedia vaginal discomfort, no. It could be a sign that nipa no or at risk of getting, and also when you cervical cancer. And a binya discharge, malodorous discharge, and so from us by eyes, so no pampai womb pie, pampai womb. Inti, obu bit me abdominal vaginal bleeding, no, with discharge, and I say obenya discharge no without vaginal bleeding, abnormal vaginal bleeding. Into these signs no could all point to the fact that nipa no enya cervical cancer. And if it be dysuria or Joneswa or pain or banner Joneswa or pain pa I wanna say. It could be a sign say when you have cervical cancer. And the other symptoms and so are associated with all cancers generally. And it is a weight loss, unexplained weight loss, and so a typical on TSC. And then I'm said they have abnormal vaginal bleeding, and they could have signs of anemia. They say now come on born 10 I born a peri palpitations. Everyone and this way brain. And these could all be signs of cervical cancer or BEM. Until we picture that down. Maybe I'm the arrow not to know. This is the cervix. Say cervical vaginal examination. Now it is speculum. Sadly, this shit service now be a show. This is the viewer. Into uns our growth na one no no service na nkasa de and as a womb no uterus na no na nkasa in it here, but cancer never affected the opening no into uns our growth about cervix na no. Okay, into there are screening methods for cervical cancer bit me detect it say obi or cervical cancer even at an early stage bit me detect it. It is recommended for a male more 21 years and above. Or you're less than 21, risk in the form. It is generally not advised and as I recommended say obey screening for cervical cancer. But anyone 21 years and above, it's encouraged. I recommend say they do a pap smear every 3 years. Pap smear, no? Just pap smear. And what they do is that they do go back to the previous line. The speculum the shower. They take a tissue or cervix na no the opening of the uterus no. They take some of the tissue, normal examine the cells under the microscope. Internal cytology until they do a pap smear and they do cytology of the sample number taken. I'm taking some of the tissue maybe. Now they do they run a test under the microscope. Every cells in the etia. And if there's any abnormal growth, a be review any test and a review among who say there are changes in the cervix cells now on the cervix no, and as a cervix no air normal. And I said between 30 and 65 years so they can do just pap smear alone every 3 years. And I said they can do pap smear in addition to a test for HPV no every 5 years. And as a nipa na yes and then from the age of 21, there's no risk after 65 years. No, it's not recommended so because of ISR testing. Okay. And what are some of the treatment methods for obia or cervical cancer? Say treatment and depending how state na yebehu and a stage na yebehu ebe detect cancer no. It's an early stage or maybe my cryosurgery no and send move freezy cells in our cervix no. And don't make me scrape the abnormal cells in the every hole. Now my healthy cells in it me continue to grow. Other options here, laser, to me use to laser, and so it mean they kill it, the abnormal cells in your every hole. But like I said, depending the stage of the cancer, no. Everywhere they may have to do a surgical removal to me a cervix and everyone. And I said total hysterectomy. Says I did quite total hysterectomy and I said you are ordering every hole. Yeah. It means so radiation therapy in quantity as a help it. And I said any combination of these treatment options, no. And so betting me aboa. After prognosis, yeah, the additionally in a barrier. This obinya cancer, the chances of survival no at the same. Say stage one, no, I didn't go into the staging, but say me a bit confused, baby. Say cells now cervix, no, say a show changes if it's going through changes, and a point is say nipane air cancer. And there will be a friend of epithelium, a line in that cells na a line cervix no. I don't know. It is a involve changes the epithelium name the 1/3 of the epithelium and your friend is CIN1 involve 2/3 of the epithelium and CIN2 and so forth. Involve the whole thing and not just a or when say cancer in air progress, yeah, no. And she said it may catches cervix, no, cervical cancer at an early stage. Chances any pan best survival even 5 years after treatment, 90%. As of far nipa 10 or more stage 1 after treatment, no, in the next 5 years, no, about 9 of them will still be around. They will survive. As a cancer near progress, no, not survival rate no air reduce it. Until udru the final stage na offer nipa 10 or more the final stage after 5 years of treatment a move bath 3 and a bit cause atiasi into yeah and as a cancer or somewhat a good prognosis say to me catching early need to me commence treatment and tema see my person may bought short video be the presentation area.
For a long time, I would avoid driving past.
Okay, for some reason to me bonti yedibesia now I heard say questions and I say contributions be all her. And that's it.
Yo, me pacho me wo asembisa.
Yeah.
Asembisa na ye mienu. Na di kan no. Wo sha ase no when the HPV no. Na wo ka bibi say eye for minim samiti ni ye dia na wo ka bibi say eye for mo a omanya paso nkitahudie pen. Na wo san ba ekire beka say free enkra wo 12 years as 11 to 12 years no yema omo vaccine no na me bisa say wo se omo ho de na omo nya bi omo nya saa nkitahudie no ndi so omo nya saa nkitahudie na esi den na ye bema wo mo saa eduru no e na afin so ye for emma enkura nko ana say emamu wan so eka ho.
Okay, but that's it. Good questions. And first of all, for money member, say medical actually no HPV they affected money member, but most of the cancers na cause na a dorsal and memo. The entire the recommendations that would be man before they become exposed to sex. On say nipa na exposed to sex, chances that or you're exposed to HPV near high. And at that point, what you can virus na wonimu. Even say and show symptom be and cause disease corona virus why exposed to the virus already. But all the money panel before they become sexually active, a protector. Send onya infection even in the first place, and sana accord onyina akofa other conditions na to say cancer and infections abroad. Internet starting at an earlier age. Recommendation is between 11 and 12, but some pediatricians grad edema as early as 9 years because they find out saying these days and they're having sex and at an earlier age compared to their parents. And the earlier the better. So earlier I'll bet me the vaccine no. The higher the chances they bet me are protecting once they become exposed to the virus through sex. But you say more that.
Me patcho I made that say na
So that's
and what the akra no call when I be request and answer doctor na and no one be who say we drew sa aging say or man is vaccine.
yeah. Routine vaccine at the man called send your mom I can't say polio and all the other MMR viruses and vaccines one of the routine vaccines at the moment. It is our baby at the 11, 12. Now when you're sure say the manner obey me requested the next time we then be call well visit to the pediatrician. Obey me requested and as I find out say your money be that. Now what I'll prompt you almost your more money be. But your big question be
Patrick, one more question.
okay.
Patrick, question is is it the how many percentage wise and member bits mania for so one I was two no so yeah sometimes no abia you mentioned say it's true sexual intercourse. Can it be say abia sometimes obi will be now we use to towel now we swap we use na would have power sibina abia infection no maybe still was life in it a bit more transfer aba osua because one time papa bi by office no he came to dermatologist appointment because nurse when you rashes I know say they bad but na also collocation for the or buy no na they say when you rashes into no on an area by appointment number for what is it and it turned out to be say with HPV oh no
Mm-hmm.
into no na you're confused. My friend Dr. Neka said it can be like say one maybe he cheated and after that question and I said maybe towel into no me person who say if that can cost it that if a towel would be and I said be or be used to na what can be a afra maybe a moja na bibi.
So the current understanding is that it's only through sex and a deba. But then with HIV and other viral infections and one they get tricky by the day. The more you find ways you better control, also find ways to make me adapt it. And I won't say it's never it's not possible. It might be possible, but the current understanding is that HPV is a sexually transmitted infection, and the num and if a num and num one as a person could have DNA deba. And a okay percentage. So it's difficult to tell say between them, but in say it affects a man more HMM. A member a tie or more a member or more promiscuous or more multiple sexual partners, and as a member or more weakened immune system, and as a member or more engaging in our sex, say gay men no, tie or more be. But in terms of percentages, I am more HMM. She say more that.
Yeah, Patrick, more than that say.
That's it. But who for your question or contribution?
I'm Patricia Ethonekase.
Okay.
For an MBT topic, I was just laughing because it happens to be saying I went for my pap smear test. So I'm just encouraging everybody to go for it. I do it every 3 years. I think it's only 2 years. And when I was meeting Fairfax County, and they realized, the results now are good. So they push it to 3 years. And pap smear, Mr. Pastor, HPV, when you look at Ghana, because I am follow near maybe say, Ghana munya pa, and say only bema or and now know about no cheat here, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
It is very dangerous because Usha Ghana pay a population the crying percentage in your non-patch say is 10 times more than what America, because who's America over 300 million. You say like in your Nigeria, so you share in your pa. Into say like so obi cheatia, it's not just I think we focus so much on the HIV. Forgetting say cervical cancer no too.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. My question I want to say na Susie beside, I know say men can carry it and they transmit it from another VJ to another VJ. Now me read it and me studies the patch say men almost symptoms they are not entire show. I don't know if it is true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now my question is, who said man? Sometimes you can even get HPV now, your body can fight it. And I'm without you knowing it's a fight it. So what do you think ye be and I be for your body ni say we the baby be a bit my fight it, because me follow woman be last year Bruni unya cervical cancer and it was so horrible. Na is so bad. It is so bad. And I said the body need fight, but I think the last one they got, the body needs me fight. It's not because say, then I mean, for our body to just fight it, because it might be say, boy, I'm not the body are fighting. But why is it that many be not for the body needs me fight it? Is there anything we have to do?
All right. But as a pa, thank you for sharing your experience. And so I'm just encourage you be on any pops me yet. So me chere mu kakra. And yes, body need fighting into own symptoms. Most of the time, no, it remain dormant. Even though all virus no nipedian unshow symptoms be I don't just our body now fighting, but what I say. For most viral disease, you need a certain viral load, and something may express it, particular disease and as a condition or any pedium. And it might be say onion do a certain threshold of viral load, into our own symptom be and as a leading to any adverse condition be our only pedium. But now a remaining dormant and to wait me transmitting easily between partners. Yeah. But medical can say, especially for a member, I almost show symptoms. Most of them are more weakened immune system. Into anything a boost your immune system, into regular exercise, didi as we should diet I say the Saturday you will be so. Yes, I'm your money no na boy am a boost your immune system. Let me a fight off area bebre and your HPV nko. But HPV ne de but just say endure a certain threshold I be express it. Am I who symptoms on but yet yes.
But try me that's it.
But a follow-up question with this, it is senior who can say if they are load, of the virus, in your matching to it's not, you're not seeing any side effect no. ABI said Dr. Nehu said who will be but loans no yet enough. Do they have anything to treat it? And I said they'll wait until we get more normal treaty.
And during or screening, no, say that if it's a pap smear and I says pap smear with I can say HPV detection, or more and if there are any, and I'm saying what you carry or identifies or carry virus in that no. Ebia the frequency of the pap smear no ebe increase ya chain will be only virus only detected virus no anymore. But what I say? But they can do anything until they begin to see changes in the cervix, I may own say I feel lead to cervical cancer and I say in draw.
Oh, wow. They can't do nothing about it. Who said maybe you have the way no want more medication be a bit to us here.
There be. Was a vaccine who said that yeah, they prevent it, infant treat it.
Oh, okay. Wow. And they're dangerous because that means one of vaccine that's a year what there's a medication to treat it, right? I said it would treat, but it's not gonna take it out. When I say you still have it in the system, but they will treat it.
But just to be
Also I say it will be, but it's say endorse need to know. Vaccine cannot do anything. Right? And
yeah, so vaccine no say if you're already exposed to virus the vaccine in my okay, but the benefit to you. Vaccine tonight encouraging the man kwalano before they become sexually active. Send a bit prevent them from getting the viral infection in the first place.
And the drug it's a treatise HPV now.
And there be as with most viral infections, then any treatment.
Oh, okay. That's very dangerous. Okay, thank you.
That's it.
But show me another way you. Me say we say okay test that like let's say on beside me say who have you pain during sex and I say who bleed after sex. Is it part of the symptoms like obinya bibi say so you worried and also happy when you no signing in sa or the bibi fan and san or the share me service in hono and no me say me yana. It's in is it part of it like the symptoms in Biana?
Yeah, I can be intimidate kind of vaginal pain. And the vaginal pain, it could be with or without sex. Yeah, and to say if you're experiencing abnormal pain, even without sex, it could be a sign. And if you're experiencing pain during sex and so it could also be a sign. But Yanshan is to say vaginal pain, with or without sex, and the only indicator say or cervical cancer. It should be in addition to other symptoms, and I say who changes within your cervix now. And able to make a definite conclusion say pain now it's as a result is a result of cervical cancer. But what I say.
Yeah, but Pacho, no, almost service now. And then no changes.
And they take a part of the tissue, no. The speculum near opinion or observe the integrity of the epithelium, the lining of the cervix, say if there are any changes, they also take part of the tissue. Normal examine under a microscope, and then who all the changes now if there's any growth, say sakura finish, they'll be able to detect it.
Dr. Mpacho, Mr. Bako. I said, Miss Anne say, before say 3 years, besun amawa exams no. Me patron be say me hu say, enemu no ukunu betimi ehu you can say ensusuye bi aka say bi a no you can say obetimi ehu ensusuye bi e wo ho a ebia the question I mean say make an here.
Oh, but just so no da or who's a change room one.
Bet me who and society be or ha and into bet me aka say be a me who society be in young doctor and I say and nemu no bema ntimi hu nsesan bi age say be a doctor aye exams na na bibi say a piana
Anya likely. Say if it's that bad, so you can be hun since I na is a directory, na is a growth na I can say. But what I say. But in the early stages, early to medium stages, and it's not possible. So obey. The other conditions that obey money or that obey to me. Maybe a changes in secretion or no, maybe a thicker than normal, and I say like that. But now with cervical cancer.
okay me that's
So your time for a few more questions and answer contributions.
Me patcho makes me this a question.
But you're going down.
My question is the HPV no if it's detected earlier. Is there any say HIV and Danibaya AIDS? Into when taking for instance ebia wakwakoye or blood work na yeso yeah detect HIV. Or you're not there yet as an AIDS patient. And so now y'all to medication. So just to prevent you from getting to that, and I say climbing that ladder to be an AIDS patient. And see for HPV, no, if I saw your pap smear, the result came out say yeah, almost detecting it early. Is there something that could be done not for it to escalate to getting the cervical cancer? Maybe a treatment. And as I said, I remember Selka said there is no treatment for it. But may read a little about it. I said they have something like a genital wax that can be removed. And I said, is there a BB or honoma to me? And I said, Udaka bit me, I take you through in order not for it to escalate to being cervical cancer or any other cancer.
Okay. So main terms, because there's no treatment, as in vaccine, I'll be what virus never and progress into a full blown cancer. And in tips and because as an amepature. But say if they're able to detect it at the early stages, so they're seeing small changes within the cervix. So make treatment options and make cryosurgery and ablation, laser ablation. These are all things they can do treatment on me. As arrest progression of at that stage and I say and advance it into a more advanced form of cervical cancer. No, but what I say, and then distinguish genital warts and also from cancer. No, genital warts in here is and say a growth will be a cancerous. But what I say, it's our bombs near there. It me form around the genitals and then around the anus. And in your cervical HPV that causes adeno. And a cancer also is another spectrum. Which is a more advanced and a more severe on the HIV HPV spectrum. But what I say? Yeah. But if they're able to detect it earlier, say time after when read about CIN, capital CIN, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, and a stage growth in the womb. It is an early stage of different changes within the cells in the lining cervix now, and stage 1, CIN1. Say advance and echo CIN2 or CIN3. But what I say? Yeah. Depending on what stage I'm betting me arrested growth, am I advance into a more severe form of the cancer? No? Okay. Yeah. That's it. But that's a good question. I bet me for last question. Yeah, very.
Dr. Mpasho, Mami Felicia, Mpasho, get me a repeat age. ɛho hia sɛ wobɛyɛ Pepsi bi text ne bi mu woka age no na ɛm sɛ mante ne yie.
Okay. So make I say after 65 years, say
65.
any year for be a why from the 20s up to that age na ye hu say bibia any hono. Ajo what you say?
Yeah.
But say ebia why be in your 30s ni 40s ni who some small changes via they will recommend say because why even way well into your 60s, you know.
Okay.
Just to make sure that there's nothing they are not missing. They are not missing. But what is it?
Yeah.
That's why you need now to 65 BBI and normal. There's no recommended so because why.
Okay.
Okay. Let's make that sense. See, I think
Just
it's a bit
some question back.
okay.
Yeah. But you know me person me who say more my research and studies actually. Has there been any proof via say to say mmaa doshin ne yetua nkwala like yɛwɔ fie bi wɔ hɔ a yɛde kɛkɛduro ne yetua o bibiduro ne yetua o and things like that no has any impact biara o all these diseases yi so anaa cervical cancer yi so anaa.
Oh, it's a very good question. And it's not douching any harsh chemicals and it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Be so and chine and solutions that they are not necessary. Yeah, when they say there's a normal pH or mass. Say all these are chemicals near it may alter the normal pH now or bars, you know. Say and lead to cancer cry, it may cover other infections, eba or banase. And it's not advised due to this is a no. And it's our harsh chemicals now a use, you know. Yeah. We just say more than
But minimum say one Sunday akekaduru ne ade na yɛde tua yɛn na.
they are not necessary. They are not necessary.
When our cat chemical okay.
Yeah. Anything harsh be and and you say in starting figure okay then and you said they be a man but the simple truth and is they do more harm than good. So harsh chemicals ne nchine ne akekedro they do more harm than good. But you say more though.
That's why that's it.
That's me that's it. See, I'm say a bit in the see na they are mad the old anymore Susan. The money as nyamisha.
Yo, doctor, there was a path for umre. I was spending your home. Now, say be I be up say, oh, but not to find. I say, we be ranka. Yeah, the bonfire at the end there.
Okay, and see, in summary, you know, I make the effort. Say maybe I had too late say yeah vaccine be. Yeah, like you say, ma vaccine I to me prevent you from some ammonia virus, you know. But the quite a bit media a boy who by and say stay on top of our screenings, you know, regular screenings. Yeah, normal physicals for the year, you know. I say who's OBGY screening also, and I said also physicals and also is very important. And then titiri, and yet regular physicals and in addition, OBGY physicals so. Now yet me prevent you from some of these preventable diseases. You say yes, sir. A baby na yet me atnase ahwe man ebusia. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. There was a doctor. Meaning my father brave free. Meaning I say, man do the age of having this vaccine. No. Beginning now, I didn't want to because I feel like too many chemicals, but make quite research on no. Me am na America and I'm in coin and my mom was my sins until the parents drew her. Yeah, no say yeah we don't want all this like I said vaccines no. That was me yeah but I say you're born pioneer doing a research now you my man or a bed more in the near future. It's no yeah dear we na women department for area for this Thursday and send for more announcement be my this week there. Kwanda homa ye say many announcement here we are na yama elder Michael Chum abosun paye shira so amaye.
It was for announcement if we about school for and they say Rena ya so say de yen gift ye de beba ye de ba ma nkra no children department mra so ye de be ye de ba na yes about school for can say we na say next week Sabbath 28 and ya dia obi tumi aba sorry a enya how nyampa Sabbath obi tumi do gift naba Sabbath school for beji akra ni yi na mre so itumi e de ama nia yes ye de ma no won so ahwe na unya gift box ni bia senya last week e kan ye no uhu ye mu bia ye me sapon ana say this idea ye be ma gift box ni bi ma we to me e de wo gift ashim won so a wo so winni rapper out be rapper gift no so no problem who about school for my rapper need my what a rapper gift no come. We announcement if it's about school department for
Bishop me announcement me that's when camera efi. But your mom be I'm boy with health insurance last Sabbath no. And case omo ba Sabbath e di animo ba bibinti am so mo bi e to coin for Christmas holidays no. Omo ntimi mba the Sabbath ba December 28th. Ntimi yenimo bi a or start process by when we know expect to go ba we Sabbath ya en kanche no say they call the following Sabbath December 28th. Nothing so meaning say a bit shankle ham yin our hobby baby but yambo ho dero now will be our here health insurance and so on fan in yoma embra. So or permanent residents I'll be to make a copy of a social security card and your green card. So we need documents so I'll be to me or passport ABBA. These are the documents that I'm here. Into Mr. Say yambo ho dero with us.
But the chum say kwanda ho a obetima bon paye a amaye no da ida pon wa.
Bache yo, abusuafo mpache yo mompai. So na sasene provide nyina sitemfo nyame batampa ye da wase. Wadom no wo mo bro so. Na nwumre wonam wakoa so. Ede adesua ti sei abre yemba. Se di onim se yemba yemre. Ye so so beduma boy. Na yare ya titi sei a ha adwen de obeyi ne nyina afiri wa mai. Ye sanso koso asre emayi nuan mo mantimi amanyina. Se nimde awde amayi intimi fa bi nkokyere wo. Jadefo enwumre ye befiri wani makoda. Ichitu ijai wako yi ni ma shonsa. Sa hoɔden bi a wahwere bi ahyɛ n'anan boa no na onye nimdeɛ na da bi a otimi de bi abɛkyerɛ yɛn. Igyae yɛn mpanimfoɔ so wɔhyehyɛ dwumadie nyinaa hyɛ wɔn nsa. Ma wɔn nyansa ne nimdeɛ na wɔn nso ntumi fa mmoa yɛn saa. Enwumere igyae w'asafo mma nyinaa hyɛ wɔn nsa. Yɛkɔdeda wɔn a wɔbɛkɔ adwuma so hyɛ wɔn nsa. Yɛn nyinaa wɔn hyira yɛn. Yɛbɛhyia a yɛde aseda ne yɛyɛ ama wo. Sɛdeɛ da biara ɔyɛ ma yɛn no, kɔ so ani hyira w'asafo anadwo yi ɛwɔ w'adom nti. Amen.
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 Amen. Ye mom pipia good night. Kupon shira nyina.
Yes, pa.
It's me, one show no time. Amen.
amen.